I still remember the sound of the clock. That night, each tick dragging through my chest like a cold blade. 24 years of marriage. And yet there I was, pacing the living room like a stranger. In my own home, the dinner table lay empty, candles unlit, and the roast chicken I had prepared hours ago had gone cold. My wife Diane had told me she was going out for a girls' night, but after so many years together, I knew her habits, her tone, her expressions. That night, her eyes had betrayed her. She wasn't with her friends. She was on a date, and I wasn't going to wait another 24 years to uncover the truth. The first signs came slowly, as most betrayals do. Diane grew protective of her phone. It was practically glued to her hand. She changed the way she dressed, lingering longer in front of mirrors before leaving the house. She laughed at texts she refused to show me and wore the faintest trace of cologne that wasn't mine. At first, I told myself it was paranoia. After all, we'd raised 2 children, bought a home, survived the loss of her mother, and celebrated countless anniversaries. Who cheats after all that? But then came the lie. Girls' night, she said, slipping into a black dress I hadn't seen in years. It clung to her figure in a way more seductive than casual. She wore lipstick, heels, and perfume, the kind of effort she hadn't shown me in ages. My gut twisted. My wife wasn't meeting her friends. The choice was clear. I could have confronted her, then demanded answers, pleaded, shouted, begged for the truth. But instead, something inside me shifted. I thought of the years I had given her. Late nights at work to pay for the house, sacrificing trips so she could care for her mother, swallowing my own dreams to build our family together. If she truly was betraying me, she didn't deserve another argument. She deserved consequences. So, as she left the house with a smile that wasn't for me, I made a call. My attorney, whom I had contacted earlier that week when suspicion became unbearable, answered on the first ring. That night, I said, "Send the process server tonight." The wait was excruciating. Hours stretched endlessly. I sat in the living room staring at the wedding photo on the mantel. We looked so young there, her in lace, me in a suit. Too large, both of us smiling with promises we thought would last forever. I whispered to that photo, "What happened to us, Diane? What happened to forever?" The house felt emptier than it had in years. Every creak of the floor, every hum of the fridge reminded me that my wife was somewhere laughing with another man, sharing secrets, holding hands, maybe even kissing lips that once belonged only to me. Then came the sound I had been waiting for. Tires crunching on the driveway. The confrontation. Diane walked in with flushed cheeks, the faint scent of alcohol on her breath, and a sparkle in her eyes I hadn't seen for years directed at me. She froze when she saw me sitting there, still in my work clothes, hands clenched. "Tom," she said, voice trembling. "You're still up?" "Yeah," I replied flat. I was waiting. She hesitated, setting her purse down. But the knock at the door cut her off. Diane blinked, confused. As I rose, standing there was a man in a suit holding a sealed envelope. "Mrs. Diane Walker?" he asked. She stepped forward instinctively. Polite. "Yes," she said. He handed her the envelope. "You've been served." Her face drained of color. She clutched the papers, eyes darting from him to me. The man nodded and left, leaving silence behind. "Divorce papers," I said, my voice low, trembling slightly. I knew. Her lips parted, but no words came. Finally, she managed. "Tom, wait. It's not what you think. Not what I snapped, standing. "You spent tonight with another man after 24 years. Diane, 24 years. Tears filled her eyes, but I wasn't sure if it was guilt or fear. "I didn't mean this," she said. "I just felt something was missing. You've been so distant, so focused on work." I laughed bitterly. "Distant? Diane, I worked late nights, every extra shift. For this house, our kids, for you. And you repaid me by running into another man's arms." She flinched, as if my words struck her. "I didn't plan it. It just happened." "That's the excuse of every cheater," I said coldly. "You didn't plan it, but you didn't stop it either." The past crashed down. She sank onto the couch, divorce papers shaking in her hands. "Do you really want to throw away everything we've built? 24 years, Tom. Our family, our memories." "Don't speak of family," I cut sharply. "You threw that away the moment you chose him over me. You made your choice tonight, I made mine." Tears fell freely. I thought of the nights I held her as her mother died. The day our son was born, the laughter over burnt dinners and broken appliances. All of it poisoned by one night that revealed the truth. I was never enough for her. The house was unbearably silent. Diane trembled, whispering half-formed apologies. Finally, I said, "I'll sleep in the guest room tonight. Tomorrow, you start packing." She looked at me, desperation in her eyes. "Tom, please. I still love you." I paused at the doorway, back turned. "You don't love me, Diane. You love the idea of me being here while chasing someone else. That's not love. It's convenience." And with that, I left her sobbing. The aftermath. Weeks blurred into lawyers, paperwork, whispered conversations with our children. My daughter cried, blaming herself. My son clenched fists in silent rage. Diane pleaded for another chance, but the process had started. I wasn't turning back. Every time I remembered her smile that night, walking in after being with another man, my resolve hardened. The final goodbye. The day the divorce was finalized, we sat across from each other in court. Diane's face pale, eyes swollen. I wanted pity, but felt emptiness. When it was over, she whispered, "I never thought it would end like this." I looked at her, the woman I once believed would be by my side forever. "Neither did I said softly. "But you made sure it did." She reached for my hand. I pulled away. That was the last time we spoke. Reflection. Months later, the house feels lonelier, yet freer. I still set 2 plates out of habit. I still catch traces of her perfume. But the silence no longer suffocates. It heals. I've learned betrayal doesn't just break your heart. It reshapes you, forces you to confront who you are without the person you thought you couldn't live without. Diane went on a Friday date. I sent a process server. It was the hardest decision, but the one that saved me. It wasn't just about her betrayal. It was reclaiming my dignity, my peace, the years I refused to let her waste. And that, I realized, was worth more than 24 years of lies.